it's Cliff, and it's been a moment since I've done a Sologenic update, so I figured we could go ahead and knock one of those out. Now, should we start with the good news, or should we start with the bad news? I'm feeling kind of positive today. I guess let's go with the good news to see what's going on with Sologenic and Coreum. And so what I have here is a tweet from Coreum Power, and he is asking Bob Ross, is January 2023 still in play? So Bob Ross actually has a really good response here, and I'm pumped up to actually let you guys know this because it's very good news. This is probably the best news that's came out for Sologenic in quite a while. So Bob Ross responds by saying some quick updates on Sologenic and Coreum, to which he has a picture here that he posted to give you his information on what is actually coming. And so he states, within the next several weeks, we'll have many new updates for Coreum and Sologenic, including some key partnerships, exchange listings, institutional validators, wallet integrations, and an update on the Sologenic tokenized asset ecosystem. That's the thing we're all looking for, that last one right there, the tokenized ecosystem. He is going to bring us some news on that. We're going to get an update finally. I know in my comment section, that is what everyone's looking for. They want to know about these tokenized assets and where they're at with getting a license. So hopefully we're going to get some good information on where they're at with this system. Also, the engineering team at Coreum has confirmed the mainnet launch date. So that was huge too for Coreum as well. We were expecting around January that Coreum was going to go live, and the main question that Coreum Power here had was, is this still going to happen? And he's responding, yes, we are good to go. We are going to launch Core. So hopefully everyone's excited about that extremely bullish news. I'm looking forward to see what is coming out within the next several weeks and where they're at with all of these different projects. Moving on from there, Coreum did not stop with their updates and all of their bullish news from there. They went on. This was like the very next day that they had additional news, to which they state, Coreum introduces the next generation of blockchain-based assets supercharged with smart contracts. Tackle powerful use cases with the ability to program native tokens in order to execute contract-like functions independently. And so then they have a link to the paper that deals with smart tokens. I'm not going to go into that here because I think that could be its own video. I think people are going to have a lot of things to talk about when it comes to these smart tokens, and I'm just going to save it for its own topic. But just to keep giving you the bullish news, Bob Ross says that smart tokens expand the capabilities of smart contracts by increasing speed, efficiency, predictability, and security. Think of a regular token juiced up on applicability running on its own. That's smart tokens on Coreum. That's a game changer. So again, bullish news when it comes to the utility of Coreum. But not only that, we had a tweet from Sologenic piggybacking off of the smart token announcement saying that it's a real game changer for asset tokenization. So that's going to play into the tokenization of stocks, these smart tokens on Coreum is what it looks like. So extremely bullish for that. There's just so much good news that people are preparing for coming out this coming year when it comes to Sologenic and Coreum. So look for a video in the future on these smart tokens. I want to actually dive deeper into them to see exactly what's going on and what they're going to be used for. I'm super interested in what they actually have to say. So look for that video in the future. But that's pretty much summarizing all the bullish news that I found for Sologenic and Coreum. So now that we're kind of riding a high of Solo and Core having these great announcements, I'm going to bring you back down a little bit with what maybe some people could consider the bad news, but I just want to be realistic in everything that goes on in Sologenic and Coreum. So just to start this out, I want to bring up an article here. Now this article is old. It is from April 2020, and what's in this is what most people know and they kind of come to expect when it comes to cryptocurrency. And this is an article stating that you could apply to become a Sologenic influencer. They're saying, do you believe in the Sologenic project? We are seeking influencers to help us achieve our goal of becoming the most influential blockchain company in the world. And so when they were doing this, they were seeking influencers. Now when Sologenic is seeking influencers, there's a pretty good expectation that those influencers are going to be expected to be paid in some way for them to do this service of promoting Sologenic to their audience or Coreum, spreading it to the masses, putting all the work into what comes along with social marketing, right? So chances are you've probably seen a cryptocurrency in the past where they have an influencer attached to it, and the influencer only says positive news of what's going on with whatever crypto they're trying to push, and they never bring up any of the negative aspects of what could be going on with that crypto. So I want to be clear, I am a supporter of Sologenic. I'm a supporter of Coreum, but I am not a paid influencer, and that's why I get the opportunity to bring up any potential bad news, and I've done it in the past videos. If there is something going on that is questionable, I definitely want to bring it up, but I want to do it respectfully, like the same way people should be doing in my comments. I'm okay with people being negative about Sologenic. I don't think anyone is surprised that there are these influencers that are promoting these projects and being paid for them. But just in case there is someone out there that doesn't see that this is happening, this is definitely happening. And I just don't want people to be duped by advertisers or what they're calling influencers promoting a project. So I just want to bring that up, that there are people out there that are going to say only the positive side of things and never the negative thing. So that's just the game we're in right now, right? So with that said, if there is anyone that has any negative comments about Sologenic or Coreum, I'm always ready to listen to see what they have to say, as long as they're respectful. Don't be a douchebag in my comments. If you have something to say about Sologenic or Coreum, just do it respectfully. And who I'm about to bring up right now, who found something that he was questioning, I feel as far as what I saw, he was doing it respectfully. So I'm going to bring his Twitter up here, and that is the Zeblin. As someone who's actually in my comments, he was always respectful to me, but he has questions about Sologenic and Coreum, and I think they're fair to ask. If you have questions, it's always good to bring them up to the community as respectful as possible. So as I scroll down his Twitter, he was asking about this address originally. Now, when I maximize this image, I cannot get the full address, so I could never look into this address to see what was going on with it. So I really have no idea what he was getting at when it came to this tweet. He was asking who has control over this address. So Zeblin, if you're in the comments, could you post this address so we could look into it, or please just explain what you thought was happening with this particular address? I just don't know. So maybe you could explain that for us. But scrolling down again, he posted another address. Where was it? This address here, he's saying, is this real 30% of Sologenic in one account? So I kind of pulled it up, I looked at it here, and it's this address. So as you can see, here's the address. It was a address activated by Coinfield in 2019. So I was kind of looking through this. As you can see, it was set up this 2019 date here. They were issued 140 million Sologenic tokens, which is kind of what he was saying. If I go back to the tweet, not this one, but this one, he's saying, 30% of the Sologenic supply is just in this one account. Who owns this address and what is going on with it? Now, what these people were talking about was basically they're insinuating that this is a pump and dump, and whoever owns this wallet is constantly giving out these tokens, and that's what is suppressing the price of Solo. At least that's the way I'm taking it. Again, if these people are in the comments, they can explain for themselves. I'm always open to this conversation. But as you can see, even from here, the conversation was perhaps the one responsible for many pump and dumps. And even Zeblin responds down here, and he says, I'm not a computer scientist, so I can't figure it out. It could be an exchange like Binance, I guess, or Bob himself. To which the response was, it doesn't take a computer scientist to figure it out. It can be Bob himself. So this guy believes that this address is owned by Bob and he is dumping on the market. Now, do I know if that's true? I don't know. So I kind of looked at this. I can see that they were issued 140 million Sologenic tokens. There was some transactions out of 1,000 here, about 4 times. And then they start really issuing Sologenic here. So we have like 1.5 million going out to this address. We have another 1.5 million going out. And then as I scroll up, this address here is to Gate.io. So it makes me think that this is a Sologenic wallet. Like this is probably, so when I looked at Coreum, they're holding like 30% of the supply so they can do different deals with exchanges or whatever, you know, funding for projects, that kind of thing. When I look at this wallet, that's kind of what I'm thinking this one is, because we see Gate.io is getting about 2 million Sologenic, which makes sense for me. That would be their liquidity. And then I kind of looked at that number. I'm like, is 2 million enough for an exchange like Gate.io to have transactions on Solo? Is that all they would need? It seems like a small number, but maybe, I'm not really sure. And then there was more transactions out. There's another 2 million here, and then 5 million going to this address here. So I looked at the 5 million Solo wallet because that kind of piqued my interest, and I just kind of went down through it, and I could just see like different transactions out of Solo. You see there's like 10K here, 20K here, and I have no idea who owns this wallet. So I don't know what they're doing here, but I can see that they are releasing some Solo. Let me see more. There's 10K here, 10K here, all the way down. But you know, this could be anybody. That's the thing with cryptocurrency. We don't really know what's going on until we know what's going on. So just me looking at this, I feel like this is a Sologenic wallet. I haven't checked this against any of the airdrops or anything. That's something that someone could do to see if it's a Sologenic wallet. That'd probably be the first thing I would do before accusing them of anything like this. But it brought questions to the Zeppelin, so I figured I'd bring it up, because when you look at this wallet, they still own 127 million tokens. So that's a pretty big supply, but you know, it could be anything. So if anyone knows anything about this wallet, you know, the Zeppelin had questions about what was going on with this. So I just wanted to bring it up to see if maybe anyone knew about it. But anyway, that's the good and the bad news. I would like to focus a little bit more on the good news in this one, because there's some good things coming out for Sologenic and Coreum. So I think we have a lot to be pumped up about. I'm starting to feel pretty good about it again. So we'll see what happens when next year comes. But like I always say, my mindset is always in 2024. So if we don't even get a price pump with the Coreum going live, that's okay with me. There's still time. There's still a bull run in the future for us to take advantage of. And that's where I'm at with it. So thank you to my Patreon supporter, Kevin. And I want you guys to let me know your thoughts on all of this new information that just came out last 3 days. You know, I've been action packed. So let me know what you think about it. And thank you for watching.